Unitarian Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love, a love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service.
Arise, O souls, all arise.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I like that, definitely. I'm Scott Hensey. I'm a member here at All Souls. Whether you're here in the room or watching us online, we are glad you're here. Your presence enriches all of us, everybody together in our time together. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Our tradition is a large tent with room for many beliefs and approaches to the questions that matter. It is our values of inclusion, compassion, and justice that hold us together. We seek to build the beloved community, making room for everyone and creating a world where everyone's needs are met. You may be new here this morning. Welcome. We know that your first time attending a church, you may want to keep a low profile, just check things out quietly. That's great. We are glad you are here with us today. And if you are a visitor and excited to be here and to let us all know that you are here, we invite you to raise a hand at this time. Awesome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you're welcome here. You are invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome you today.
I love the sound of busy young people. Yes! Good morning. It is good to be with all of you this morning, and all of you. Our opening words are from the Reverend Michelle Collins. We arrive carrying the familiar ache of not enough. Not enough time, not enough rest, not enough certainty about what comes next. But here, in the space between one breath and another, something small and persistent whispers, "You are held." We come from days that felt too ordinary to notice. Commutes and meetings, dishes and deadlines, the unremarkable hours that make up most of living. But buried in the mundane lie small miracles we walk past without seeing. Some of us learned to count blessings on our fingers, other to whisper thanks to ancestors or earth or sky. We carry different languages of gratitude, different ways of recognizing what sustains us. All of them welcome here. Let us worship together.
We light our chalice with the words from Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has a cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Please stand if you are able and join in the affirmation of our covenant, and then remain standing as we join together in song. Together we affirm.
Goodwill is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
All right, I'd like to invite the young and the young at heart up here with me for a moment. Here we go. Good morning. All right, we have something special to celebrate today. This month in Sunday school, we've been exploring how gratitude nurtures us. We've learned that gratitude can help us notice small things. We've learned that why it's important to remember the gifts of people who came before us. And today we're going to learn how gratitude is a tool we can use to shift our perspective from seeing the world in a darker way to a lighter way. Very important. So today we get to practice gratitude right here together for something that now surrounds us downstairs every time we go that way, okay? So let's play a game. You all know peekaboo? Yeah. What do you do in peekaboo? That's right. Thank you, Reverend Aaron. Can you demonstrate one more time? Okay, everybody cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. Okay, with your eyes covered, what do you see? Internal darkness. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it is dark, right? Okay, now just are we missing anything by covering our eyes? Yeah. What are we missing? Missing one of your five senses, yeah. Okay, let's imagine we're in our downstairs, we're going to our classrooms. What would we not see on our way? What?
You wouldn't see the stair steps. The stair steps.
You wouldn't see the stairs. That would be dangerous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
You could feel the stairs. Yeah, yes, demonstration. Very good. Okay, let's say we get all the way down the stairs safely. Now, what would we miss? We would miss what? We would miss our turn for class. Did you have something? What is it? We would miss the painting on the wall. That's right. Oh my goodness. That would be sad, wouldn't it? So, can we scroll just a little bit? Did you have another thought?
Yeah. We could go into the wrong classroom.
You could go in the wrong classroom. That would be so embarrassing. Except it wouldn't, because they're all our friends. So yeah, all those feelings, that joy and that surprise and... What?
I have one.
What is it?
You would even miss the snacks on the way.
You would miss the snacks on the way. That would be sad. Yeah. So that mural that brings us so much joy and connection, it actually took a whole bunch of people to make it happen. And today we're going to show our gratitude to all those people, and especially to one person who committed not just days and weeks, but like months to make it happen. He was planning and sketching and taping and drawing and painting and imagining for so long. And would you like to meet this person?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Jack, come on up here with me. This is Jack. All right, and I want to recognize all the volunteers who showed up to paint and tape and clean up and bring us delicious food while we worked and nourish us in every way possible. So if you are one of those people, and I know you're everywhere, wave your hand, give it, or stand up, shake wildly, so we can also congratulate you. So, Jack, our children and youth have been enjoying this space immensely. And recently, I invited the kids to spend time wandering the hallway and settling into a spot where they felt the most joy. And we set them up with watercolors and let them be inspired by your design. And so we wanted to, if you would open this, that would be wonderful. We gathered all their little watercolor paintings and put them together in a card for you. And it's a special way to say thank you. So this card is filled with all the things we notice that put a smile on our face and the things that remind us to not only seek joy, but to create it. And before we go, can we do a thank you ritual for Jack? All right. Find a comfy spot, everybody. And I want you to place your hand on your heart, both hands if it's comfortable, and take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, send a little whisper of gratitude to Jack for me. Thank you, Jack. Yeah. And now take another breath in. And as you breathe out, whisper a gratitude to all of our volunteers who help make the mural possible. And one last breath in. Breathe in and out a whisper of gratitude to anyone and everyone who brings beauty and joy and creativity into our lives. May we continue to notice the small joys and enormous generosity of others, and may we continue to practice seeing our world with grateful eyes. And now I invite our children and youth to join me in our Sunday school classes as we head to our classrooms.
Thank you.
love those children's moments and times when you're able to experience that. I'll add my good mornings to everybody else's. I'm Christy DeSelms. My husband, John Billings, is regretfully not able to be here today. He's not feeling well. But we are new members to All Souls and have been attending since June. However, I have felt the generous nature of this community for a number of years. I worked at Carver Dual Language as their school counselor, and I saw firsthand the time, talents, and financial support from All Souls that supported our students, staff, and families at Carver, living out the covenant to help build a better community and to help others aren't just words spoken on Sunday. They are lived out in your actions. Now, as members of All Souls, John and I are joining with other All Souls volunteers at Carver, and it's a joy for me to go back and see the smiling faces of the students and the teachers and the excitement that they share when those volunteers come into their rooms. I know Carver is just one piece of the generosity of all of you. John and I are continually inspired by the many ways this congregation reaches out, not only to Carver, but to countless other organizations and individuals in need. Your dedication is evident in every act of kindness, every hour volunteered, and every contribution made. Together, we are weaving a tapestry of care and support that strengthens the very fabric of our community. This is why we decided, almost from the first Sunday we came to All Souls, that we wanted to be members here. We had found our church home. You were the light that lit within us. That is why, even before we became members, we filled out information online and pledged to join others in providing those financial supports that are necessary for the budget that helps guide the outreach that we have just mentioned. It is important to be part of the generosity we have seen from All Souls. And as we continue together with gratitude, let us now present our offerings as a reflection of our covenant and our commitment. May these gifts, given from generous hearts and willing hands, be used to further the good work All Souls does in our community and beyond. We offer not only our resources, but also our intentions to serve, to love, and to build a brighter future for all. May the offering now be generously given and received.
There
please join me in the dedication of the offering? We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire spiritual growth, and to change towards a just, compassionate society.
This is an excerpt from Take What You Need, Life Lessons After Losing Everything by Jen Crow. Love can work its way into improbable and impossible situations. Like water over stone, it has the potential to wear down our suffering, create new pathways of possibility, and support life in inhospitable terrain. Love can't fix every situation, but it does have a way of working on us and opening portals to our closed hearts. Love keeps us company, settling in beside the unlikely good or the unlikely bad that comes our way. The house struck by lightning instead of fire in the middle of the night, the child lost, the immigration case that goes well or poorly, the lottery ticket in the car accident, the diagnosis and the deliverance from evil. None of it deserved, all of it happening all the same. Love's best work comes into play when things seem dire, reminding us that we are full human beings with a past and a present and maybe even a future. The love we give and receive can change us. The stories we tell about our survival can chart a new way for us and for others. Love cannot fix everything, but it can keep us company. It can help us imagine ourselves through the perspective of others, the ones who won't give up, who whisper through the ages, "Let's see what a little love can do."
When I am from
Loneliness and Love by Richard Gilbert. Loneliness is our common fate. There's no escape. But out of that loneliness comes our salvation. For we love out of fear of being alone. As long as human beings, people, the earth, we can be assured that in our loneliness, there's also love. Deep, infinite love, waiting to be tapped, to water barren brown lawn of our loneliness. Love which shrivels if kept to the self, which flourishes only if it's given away. I need you. You need me. I know it. You know it. What are we waiting for?
I hadn't believed that it was possible to truly wail. Sure, I'd seen plenty of movies and television shows when a character lets out a terrible wailing noise when something really bad happens or someone dies. And from my perspective, as someone who really doesn't cry very easily, it always seemed so over the top. And then I learned that ancient Roman funerals paid mourners to wail and loudly lament during the procession. The more money a family had, the more people there were in that procession, most of them paid, to look completely at a loss from grief. Now, if they had to pay people to do this, it had to be unreal, right? That loud cry of anguish just didn't seem like it was possible. Until I heard that sound come out of my own being. It was more than a decade ago, and my kitty cat soulmate, Audrey, had just died. She had been my greatest comfort, a fuzzy snuggles, ragdoll in my arms walking around the house. When Neil and I first started dating, I clearly told him that he needed to accept that my cat, my Audrey, was more important than he was. He will tell you that story. 3 months after our wedding, as I realized that Audrey had probably just died, I grabbed her up in my arms, praying that she could still feel my love. And I held her, and I put her in her little kitty bed, tucked with her favorite kitty blanket. And then I remember kneeling on the couch while it felt like my heart was exploding from my chest. And I made this sound, this unbelievable sound, that feeling of anguish come to audible form, that a piece of my heart had just gone. And it was so foreign to me. It scared me that I was even capable of making this sound, this wail of grief. And Neil came home early from work. He held me, and I was thankful that he hadn't heard that sound. I didn't think that he would know what to do hearing that level of despair from his spouse. You might know what that kind of grief feels like. Maybe you have found that sound pouring out of your chest. All of us grieve in different ways. All of us know our own versions of despair. And probably a decade ago, lightning literally struck the Reverend Jen Crow's house in the middle of the night, starting a fire. Her family escaped unscathed, but the house and its contents were essentially a total loss. I can't even imagine what that would have been like. It's so far from anything I've ever experienced. With a lot of help from friends and colleagues and aid and every place that it could come from, She put herself back together, put her family back together, and she wrote a book, Take What You Need, Life Lessons After Losing Everything. You heard a few passages from that book as our first reading. And that fire has not been my colleague's only significant struggle. And she writes about her struggle with drugs and alcohol starting at a young age. While she'd blown off attending meetings as a teenager, she decided to start attending one in her early 20s. It was at 7 in the morning at the Polish Catholic Church, and about 50 people attended on a regular basis. Of this, she writes, "It took me about a week to notice that wherever I sat in the meeting, 2 older women would sit right behind me. One of them looked like my grandmother, her long white hair wrapped tightly at the top of her head in a bun. The 2 of them were in their 70s, and they were kind and funny. Each morning, they'd find me and set themselves down, gently and consistently, asking me how I was and making a few suggestions. I'd hate their suggestions, but they were always there, and they'd disarm me with their kindness. When I told them how much trouble I was having sleeping and how hot it was in my un-air-conditioned apartment, they pooled their money and brought me a fan the next morning. When they suggested I start doing some reading about recovery and I said I couldn't afford the books showed up on my seat the next day. That morning meeting full of old men and gentle women and bad coffee took me in, becoming a circle of love that started me healing, started me hoping for something just a little bit better. A circle of love that started me healing. I just want to sit with those words. A circle of love that started me healing. Have you sat in a circle of love? Been surrounded by people and felt that sense of love just permeating everything? A love that reminds you that you're not alone. A love that feels safe, even in the darkest of times. The first time I knew that circle was the first time I attended a conference for Unitarian Universalist teenagers. It was held in my own church, and we had stacked all of the chairs against the walls of the sanctuary. And this let all 200 or more of us spiral into the room to create a huge circle with the chalice at the center for our nighttime worship. And we all sat on the floor with no chairs. Nothing separated us from one another. A part of youth worship at that time was an extended sharing of joys and sorrows. Just organically, someone would speak out into the gathered darkness what was happening in their lives. And we listened in silence, holding every word sacred. And about an hour or two into this time, at that time, these went on for 2, 3, 4 hours, a young man stood and he cried out, "Do you feel it? Do you feel the love in this room?" And I did. He named what I was feeling as I learned that I was not alone, but surrounded by other teenagers with their own struggles and pains. I felt that love as if it were something physically in the room with us. And I started crying. And a boy I didn't know simply held me. I think that these experiences are so memorable because we have them so infrequently. Our society is built to separate us into the lonely people we have become. Never forget that all of our individual activities, the watching Netflix, the playing video games, the television, the expense of most things to do outside of the house. Our society pushes all of it to make money and to keep us alone. Now, I'll admit, I appreciate a certain amount of the aloneness. It helps my autistic nervous system reset when I can be by myself with relative quiet. And all of us need some of that quietude. Yet our choices in gathering spaces seem to constantly shrink at the same time that the media around us keeps telling us about ways we can individually feel better. This new food will help you to feel better when you spend all day by yourself. That piece of exercise equipment that gives you the ability to stay in shape from the privacy of your own home. If you only purchase this skincare product, or that pair of shoes, or take this brand of vitamins, people will like you better and you won't be alone. That's the cyclical nature of consumerism. Companies separate people so that they can sell people things that make them think that they'll find love and friendship. And those same companies keep workers busier and busier in order to earn the money it takes to purchase the products that are supposed to bring us relationships and happiness. And as so many of us are exhausted, we are lured further and further into loneliness and individualism, no matter how much money we make or what we purchase that is supposed to fix this state. Our loneliness is intentional. The Reverend Richard Gilbert identifies it as our common fate from which there is no escape. But he sees the spiral a little bit differently. For out of that loneliness comes our salvation. For we love out of our fear of being alone. As long as we give our love freely, it will be there for us, nurturing us. And the spiral will be one of ever-increasing love. We give our love to others, and others give us their love, and we continue loving as it spirals outward toward greater action out of the reality of love moving in our lives. And that feels so far away right now. It seems as though the love in the world is contracting more and more as expressions of hatred and division and dehumanization take on greater strength in public discourse. Another force, beyond the pressures of capitalism and consumerism, seeking to stop us from being held in a circle of love, meant to separate us, to keep us from acting out of our love, a force that instills fear of one another in so many pernicious ways. As we are isolated, we are not only lonely, but also devoid of power. And all of us are in need of healing. Let's not even pretend that anyone in this room or online doesn't feel the pain of brokenness in some way. The loneliness itself, the griefs of those we have lost, and the changes we have known, the pain of trauma, of abuse, of cruelty, the use of religion to make us feel less than and unredeemable, the catastrophes in our lives, the sadness that will not go away, the fear for ourselves and our neighbors in this political climate, and the tiredness, that pervasive tiredness that we all carry because it is all so much, has been so much, and there is no space to put any of it down. a circle of love that started me healing. I need one. You need one. We need to be held in that circle of love, that circle where we know that we are safe to be broken, where it becomes possible to imagine becoming more whole. The circle of love has no judgment to fear, and it only seeks to hold and care and provide. While we can imagine the spirit of love surrounding us, reminding us that there is more for us than ourselves and the day-to-day, and we can sing about being held by that love. But the truth is that those songs and that imagining can only help us if it represents something that we already have and know. It wasn't the idea of love of an AA meeting that helped Jen Crow find healing. It was the persistent presence of those two women that they sought Jen out, found out what she needed, and provided those needs. For me, it was being surrounded by others who were speaking of the same pains I experienced, literally being held to show me that I was not alone. We have the power to simultaneously heal and be healed by our loving community. We have to put effort into that. We have to each become those two women who reached out to Jen with love and support, who bought a fan and provided books, who made Jen feel valued simply for being there, included, loved. I am not everything, so you cannot expect your minister to provide all of the love and care at All Souls. And I know that you know that. There are so many people who are a part of this church that you have never met, have never talked to, whether you are brand new or have been a member here for more than 60 years. So many people who could use your love. So many people who could provide you with the care and the safety that you need. And yet, each of us naturally connects with our own group and tend to greet the friends we've already made on Sunday mornings. It's natural. It's loving within that group. And yet, wonder out loud, who among us needs to better connect? And someone here this morning hasn't yet made a friend in this community. Can you challenge yourself to talk to someone new? To stick around a little bit longer after the service, to have a conversation, begin to learn from them about their life and their interests and their ideas. We are a friendly, welcoming place. And my hope is to increase the love at All Souls every day. I want to expand the work we do to take care of those in our community who aren't able to come to church. We have a few dedicated, amazing volunteers who have been doing this work for years and need support. We need you to write cards. We need you to maybe help provide meals sometimes or rides. We need you to consider whether any of those ventures are something that you'd be willing to coordinate. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have our volunteer fair, and I'm going to be around during that if you want to talk about how you can support members in our community. Because volunteering in these ways are tangible ways to engage in the love of All Souls. It matters more than you can possibly imagine. Love is at the center of our Unitarian Universalist values. Everything we do as we live out our faith connects back to expressions of love for ourselves, for one another, for the wider community and the world. So let us nurture that love and grow it in our hearts and through our actions. Let us be healed by its presence and its outpourings. Let us heal others through our own expressions of love and care. May you know this deep love within your being, touching on the moments when you have felt it and living it out through your own self. Even in the darkest of times, especially in the darkest of times, this love is our safe haven. It is our hope. May it be so. Please join in singing and rise in body or spirit for all that is our life. But not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Two things I want to mention before I conclude. One, there are flyers in the lobby and information online about a special workshop next Saturday that is called B4. And it stands for 4 words that all start with the letter B, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. This is a really important training. It is about analyzing in ourselves our own biases when we imagine who could become the next minister of this church. It's really important to be able to think about these things and push ourselves in what we're looking for and what to expect from somebody who may be another minister here. Also, visitors are welcome to join me for a UU Basics class at noon in the library. Childcare is in the nursery. Just take your kids to the nursery and please join me. It will take an hour or less, I promise. That's today. Right after the service, at noon. I need you. You need me. I know it. You know it. What are we waiting for?